So, yeah, today we are going to discuss this example, how we can perform the login form and authentication, and based on authentication, how we are protecting the routes, right? So, our first step is we have to create a form, right, with input and password, right, and also one button called submit button. So for that, I have created one class component called login form. Right, so in this, we have a okay. Just I have given the input label placeholder, right, placeholder. Okay, name is equal to email, value is equal to this dot state.
Hello.
Variables of state called, what are those? Email and password. Okay, so by default I have given a values of this one, but actually we will give the empty values. So whenever user trying to
Hello, your voice is getting muted in the middle.
sorry. Okay, so just okay, we will see now. Yeah, next, yeah, I have taken two inputs called okay, so and I also created one button called submit button, okay, which is label having login. So yeah, whenever user trying to click on the login button without entering the username and password, what we have to show? We have to show the enter valid email and password. Right? So if you see, so how we have to take the value of the entered input value, right? For that we have used on change event. Okay, whenever user performs any change in the input value, we are trying to gather that input value and storing into the our state, right? So if you see, clear, right, my voice? Yeah. So I have taken the name and password, right, for this input. Name is equal to email and password, name is equal to password. So in the same way, I have taken the state values also same. So whenever user performs any event, right, entering the values, I am taking event. So event dot target dot name will give you the name attribute, and event dot target dot value will give the value of that input, and I'm setting that to state, name and value.
Okay.
Understood it? Yeah. Next. So on click of login, what we are doing, we will check whether user entered the email or not. Correct? Email and password. So for that, what I am doing, this dot is empty or null. This we know. Whether the field value is undefined or empty or null, I am checking. If it is undefined or empty or null, I am returning true. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. So I'm returning from the function. Okay. So, yes, Monica.
Yeah, looks like going again.
Okay. So,
Muting.
yeah. Yeah. It seems the internet issue.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how about now?
It is okay, but sometimes in between it is going mute.
Okay. Yeah. So that is for having empty, and we are setting error true, right? Yeah. If error is true, we are trying to print the value, right? This dot state dot color error.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I'm showing the enter valid email address. Sorry, go ahead.
Nothing.
Okay, now we will see. Now, are you able to hear me properly?
Yes.
Okay. So now I stopped switching the internet. So now you understood, right, up to here?
Yes.
Okay, based on the error state, we are going to show the valid message. Okay, so now let me open the application. So forget about this one. Okay, so now if user clicks on it, what are the current state and these two state values? Empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Email and password, right? And also the error value is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we are getting this message. So if user trying to enter any email address, right? So now, yeah, just a minute. I will remove the password. Now also you will see the same error. Since user didn't enter the password, right? So yeah, we can change the message also based on this condition, right? If you maintain the validation messages. So, and password, I'm going to enter some password, right? So if user click on it, again I'm showing the enter valid email and password. So I'm hard coding the values of email and password should be this rom@gmail.com and password should be rom, right? Then only it is going to be a valid user ID and password.
Okay.
Clear, right, up to now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once we got the username and password are these two, rom@gmail.com and password. So what I'm doing, I'm storing this user into our local storage. Have you heard storage, local storage?
Yes.
Yeah. We have local storage and session storage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm storing the user information into this local storage for the time being. Okay. So yeah. Now forget about this from. I will explain. I will come to this. Right. So next. Clear it. Now what we have to do, whenever user tries to come to our application, we have to show the login button, right? Sorry, login form. Whenever user click on this login, right? So for that, what I'm doing, what we have to do, we have to set a route. Okay. We are setting route called if path is equal to login, then go to the login form. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So if path is equal to slash, go to the navbar component. I will come to the navbar component now. So now if I click on it, it goes to the navbar component. Right?
Yes.
So okay, navbar component, this information, right? It contains the logo with some heading, some name of the organization or company, and also it contains some nav links, right? Home, about, contact us, courses, and also it has the all related components, right? Correct? Now I'm going to the navbar. Yeah, forget about this private route. I will come to that.
Okay.
Okay, so the navbar. Okay, so the navbar, I created links, right? Clear it. This one.
Yes.
Yeah, home, about, contact us, and courses. And also we have to create the for which link, what is the component that we are going to show, right?
Okay.
That how we can specify by using the route.
Yes.
Okay, if we use the switch, right, what will happen? It will display only one of the route. Whatever the matched route it found, it stops there itself. It won't to go to the next route. So, okay, switch case we have to use, right? So now, if you see, yeah, the path is equal to slash. We are declaring as home. About, for contact us, this is the, for courses, this is the courses. For user, for logout, this is the one. Okay, I will come to the logout. Now, if we don't have anything, I am displaying the no match. Are you seeing here? So sometimes if user, some link, right? I'm saying 404 not found. Okay, so for that we have to use the path is equal to star, so that it will check for all the routes which have not configured. Okay, if any of the link whatever we have specified here, if it is already defined, then it will take that component and try to display that. If it is not defined, it matches with the star and it is going to the no match component. There just I have given a H1 not found. Yeah. Now we are getting home component. Now how we have to show the navbar component, right? Only if user is logged in, right? Suppose I didn't log in, right? So if I click on /about, what it is doing, you have to tell. /user. So what it is trying to do, if user didn't log in, it is going to be going to the login page, right?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes.
Yeah. So for that, okay, so by default for path/login, I have given the login form. Okay, but for all paths which are having start / right, it directly goes to the navbar. Okay, so even our local host 3000 also will goes to the navbar only, but it is redirecting to the /login. So what we have to check? We have to check before going to any of our route. We have to check whether it is logged in or not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how we have to check that? I'm checking by using the local storage. Okay, in local storage, if we have a user key, then I am assuming that user is logged in. Otherwise, user didn't log in.
Okay.
Correct? Yeah. So now, yeah, instead of directly passing the route here, we have created one component called private route, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this private route, whenever we are trying to click on the any component, right? Going to any component, this will goes to the private route. You can see the console log. Okay, the control will goes to the private route. Okay, so app.js 33 means it is going to the private route. It is displaying the props here. Okay, you have to understand what is this props. Okay, it contains children and location, correct, and also it contains some parents, all those things. Okay, just remember this location. Path name is equal to /about. Okay,
Okay.
what I'm doing that. Yeah, here you will feel a little difficulty. You have to understand. So you remembered children we used. What is the use of children? You remember the children. So whenever we are going to send anything, right? So sometimes we use it to send the component data by calling of a component like this, right? But sometimes we will call a component and inside that another component. Now what happens? This welcome becomes the children prop or the home component, right? We saw this one. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now if you see, I am taking children and rest. Okay, the rest will be now. You have to remember the rest parameters here. Okay, props is equal to, right? Props is an object, right? Following?
Yeah.
Let me put side by side. Okay, so here props is an object and it contains the 4 or 3, right? 3 properties. What are those? Children, computed match and location, right? So here if you see, for children variable, we are taking the props.children into children variable, correct?
Yeah.
And other variables I am taking into rest, other properties. Okay, if you see, this is our children value and this is our rest value.
Okay.
Clear, right? Yeah. So whenever we use any component inside of router or route, we will have a sum of the props will be added by the React router itself. That's why you see path, location and computed match. Correct?
Okay.
So next. Okay, next what I am doing, right? So I am returning a route. Correct? So whatever we are getting the rest parameters, right? That I am passing to my route component.
Okay.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the route we can do it by using the render component as well. Okay, so if you use a render here itself, what will happen? It is going to display the whatever the data that we are going to display here, and also we can specify the component. Okay, let me open the React router.com. Okay, if you see the route, right, we can give like this also, or we can pass the render method inside of route. We can give the component, right, and also we can use the render function.
Okay.
Okay, like this. So here what I'm trying to do inside of my render function, right? I'm checking whether the component whether the local storage will have the user or not. Okay, if it has a user, I'm just calling the children. I'm passing the children component.
Okay.
Clear? The children is nothing but this navbar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Yeah. So if assume we don't have a user, what we have to do? We have to redirect, right?
Okay.
Okay, we have a redirect. Where is this redirect? Okay, so what this redirect will do? Redirect will navigate to a new location. Okay, so whenever we don't have a local storage in this user, I'm assuming that user didn't log in. So I'm redirecting to the path name called /login.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we can pass the string or we can pass the object.
Okay.
Clear? So here am I passing string or object?
Object.
I am passing an object, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In that case, object must have a path name in it. You can see here.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, it won't work, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So this state from location. Okay. Location is nothing but where your location. Okay, I will come to the location. So now clear, right? To know?
Yes.
Yeah. So whenever we click on login, what will happen? It is going to check whether the local storage have an item called user or not. If it has the user, it is going to the children component, which is nothing but our navbar component. So inside of our navbar, again it contains the routes, right? So the routes are, what are the routes we have? Again it contains a routes called the routes /about/contact us. Okay, based on our route, it is going to display the corresponding component, right? About component. Okay, so now comes to the logout. Okay, if I click on logout, what we have to do? You have to tell me. If I click on logout, what we have to do? We have to clear the local storage, right?
Yes.
And also we have to redirect to which phase? Login phase, right?
Yes.
I'm doing the same thing here. Okay, route path is equal to /logout. It contains a render. which contains a props. Right inside of props, I am printing the props. Right, if you see, if I click on it, you will see the props here. Okay, so now I am trying to remove the local storage remove item user. Okay, again I am redirecting to the login page.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we don't get any match, we are just returning the no match. So now it is time to understand if I am going to the slash. Okay, I'll leave it. Okay, it is going there. But if I click on courses, it is displaying the courses. If I log out, what I will do right now, I will go to the courses, right? Did I log in? No, right?
No.
So it is going to the courses. Sorry, it is going to the login page. After immediately I log in, it should goes to the courses, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For that, what we have done, right? This is a little tricky. Okay. So for router, we have a render method, right? For route. So what it have, right? It have a props. If you observe here, so instead of location, what I will do, right? I will put props. You will understand better. Inside of model. Okay, now by default, this props will come from. We'll see what are these props, right? I think this location is giving empty. I'll put this left empty. I'll put for the time being. Forty-five nine. 45.9. What is the issue? Expected an assignment or function call, and instead saw an expression. Okay, we have to return this. Okay, fine. So now, if I click on logout, right? So now, if I go to courses, right? Now, can you tell me where our request will go? If I click on courses, I didn't log in. I will go to the courses, right? So our request will goes to the navbar, right?
Okay.
Since it didn't find /login, so it found for a match of /, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So it goes to this private route, right? So that's why you will get into the private route. Yeah, just let me click here. Now, if you see in our, I print this props, right, inside of our render. You will see the value what we are getting. History, location, match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Inside of this location, I have a path name, right?
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this path name I am storing into this redirect object. Okay, so what I can do, right? Here I can mention the props dot location. Correct. So now, if I click on courses, now you will see the location as a courses, location path name. So now it is redirecting to the login, right? So let me go to the login component, right? Which means it goes to the login form, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in this login form, you observe here the props, right? Whatever the while redirecting, we are sending some values, right? Here, state, right? So if you see that, right, inside of our login form, right? Okay, so if I click on it, it will goes to the login, right? So I didn't print anything here, I think. Okay, let me print the console.log of props. Now you can see it has a history, location, path name, and match. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going via courses. Now if you see our login, this is the login form.js. Inside this, I have a location, path name. You observe here, it has a state object. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
Okay, this state, how we are passing from this redirect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in this state, I am having a path name of /courses.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a from, and also we are passing all this object. So from path name search and define. Okay, so here in this courses you will see what is the last visited value before login, right? I mean to say from which page our login page got redirected, right? So that I am getting from here, location dot state from path name is equal to slash. So why I have given our condition here? Now if I click on slash login, okay, match so location state from still courses. Okay, now you are seeing, right? Directly I am going to the login page. In that case, we don't have any state. It is undefined. So if we don't have any state, what I am doing? I am just redirecting to the, I am mentioning from as a slash. Okay, so that it will redirect to the home page. If you see, if I click on it here, it is going to the home component. If we have any state, it should goes to that component, right? So if you see where we have written that logic, right? History.
Yes.
Okay, what is this history? Under this dot props, you have a history, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so by using the history, we can go from one page to another page, right? So if you click on go back, it will go back to one page. If you click on it again, it go back to another page. Okay, so if you see the window dot history, right? Both are same if you observe. Okay, length 3 we have. You can see the same here. Okay, so our React router also uses the Windows history API in order to perform the routing. So here what we are doing, once we got right, I mean to say fully user logged in, I'm going to push my, right, whatever the last location that we have. If you see here, even if we try here also, history dot push off slash, right? This is my question. Okay, so it is not okay. So we have to see the history API so that we will get to know how window.history will work. Right, so this is all about the how we are going to protect the routes. Now, if you see our courses, right? So inside of our courses, we have here I have what are those React.js, Angular, Vue.js, ECMAScript 6. Okay, if you observe, whenever I put the cursor, what it is showing? It is showing courses / React.js, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for Angular.js, courses / Angular. For Vue, courses / Vue. For ECMAScript 6, courses / ES. Okay, whenever user clicks on this, I'm going to display the course name, course detail. Okay, based on the course that he has chosen, right? So for that, what we have to do, right? So I will go to the courses component. Right, we have created links, right? These are the links, right? All these are.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Under this links, for this link, what is the component that it has to render, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you see, we are creating one switch. Under this, we have created a route. Okay, for this route, what is the path, right? So for that, we have a use route match. Okay, use route match is there. Okay, the use route match hook, it match the current URL in the same way that route would. Okay, mostly useful for getting access to the match data without actually rendering a route. Okay, so now if you observe, right, inside of our route match, I'm just getting the. Okay, so whenever I click on this, right, I'm to say courses / React.js, right here. The path is our courses, but our course ID, right? Okay, something like we are passing like this, right? Courses / course ID, right? React, Angular. Okay, like this we are passing. So this can be gathered by using the course ID param inside of our course detail. Okay, if you see this course detail props, right? Okay, if you see the course detail prop, it contains a match, right? Inside match, you will have param course ID. So whatever we are passing here, right? So it will consider as a param, right? For this location dot match, for this match parameter, for this match object, you will have a params property. Inside that key value page, you will have those key value will have this course ID and Angular. Okay, for this path, this will become a parameter. So we have any parameters like this. So it will become a course ID, and I'm getting this course ID and displaying the same inside of our course detail component. Clear? So here we are using with router, right? Here. What will happen if we don't use with router here? So it doesn't get the props of routing whatever it is going to be sent. Okay, so by using with router component, we are wrapping our course detail component as a routing component. Okay, otherwise it is not going to send the props values. So do we have here? So if you see here, with router can be useful to get the history objects properties and also match via with router higher order component. Okay, we'll pass the updated match location and history props to wrapped component whenever it renders. Okay, if we don't use with router, we may not get the values of this match location and history props into our component. So we must wrap with router for our component. So that's why I wrapped this course detail with router. Okay, if I remove this, we will see what will happen. Right, you are getting params undefined, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you see the params becomes empty. Understood? So that's why we must wrap with router higher order component. So what it will give? It will give, or it will pass the updated match location history props to our wrapped component whenever we are trying to render out. So that's why we will get all these routing information as a props to our component. Okay, understood? Or any doubts you have?
Kind of understood, but super confusing.
Sorry, go again.
Kind of understood, but super confusing.
Yeah, your voice is too low actually.
Okay. Yeah, kind of understood, but super confusing.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So I think what you have to do, right? So I will give this information, right, or this application. So you have to try on your own. Like first try to create the login form, and for that login form, right, whenever you will use /login, it should display the login page, right? Like this, first try to create the simple pages with simple routes. Whenever you click on courses, it should goes to the courses page. Okay, like that we have to create and try to do the practicing so that you will understand better way.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll see about some of the examples, like what are the hooks we have, right? Use history, use location, use params. We'll see them. Okay, in tomorrow's class.
Okay.
Okay, I will share all these applications and videos by tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll meet. Bye.